Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Super Sports Central. Today we have my NFL mock draft before the combine. So the combine actually started today. And yesterday in my video I said we were only going to do the top 10 picks. However, I decided to do the entire first round, and we're going to do the whole top 10. Sorry, not the top 10. We're going to do more than just the top 10. We're going to do the whole first round. So with the first pick, the Jaguars, they have the first pick. I think they could go a few different directions. They could take edge rusher Aiden Hutchinson out of Michigan. They could go select Evan Neal from Alabama, or they could go select Ikem Ekwonu from NC State. I think they're definitely going to go in the offensive line direction, and I think they're going to go Evan Neal from Alabama. With the second pick, I think the Lions could be looking at Kyle Hamilton here, the safety from Notre Dame. But I do think they're going to end up going edge rusher Aiden Hutchinson here, who may be one of the safest picks early in the draft. Number 3, the Texans, they could go they could go secondary or defensive line here, I think. I don't think Ikem Ekwonu's in play right here. They could go Kyle Hamilton or Kayvon Thibodeaux. Hamilton, I think they're going to go because he provides a great over-the-top safety who's also very good in coverage. Number 4, we have the Jets. So, the Jets, they could go offensive line or defensive line. So, Ikem Ekwonu or Kayvon Thibodeaux. I think they're going to go Ikem Ekwonu to help protect Zach Wilson because their offensive line is not great. And I think Ikem Ekwonu could fall at the top 4, but I don't really think he will. And next up, we have the New York Giants. So really, the Giants could grab Thibodeaux here, but with the Panthers right behind them, they're probably also going to take an offensive lineman if Charles Cross is still available. I think they're going to take a great pass protector in Charles Cross out of Mississippi State. I have the Giants picking Charles Cross at number 5. Number 6, we have the Panthers. They could go a few different directions here. The 3 best offensive linemen here are off the board. So they could go Kayvon Thibodeaux or they could go quarterback. If they do go quarterback, I think it will be Malik Willis out of Liberty. I think they're going to go get a quarterback and go grab Malik Willis, the quarterback out of Liberty. Next up, we have back to the Giants. At number 7, this actually is pick of the Chicago Bears. And I think they got very lucky. They can get 2 of their biggest position needs. I have them drafting Kayvon Thibodeaux here at number 7. Getting a much-needed edge rusher. And because really they haven't been able to get much pressure. Rookie Azeez Ojulari got some pressure. And Leonard Williams got pressure on the quarterback, but that's really it. Number 8 is the pick of the Atlanta Falcons. I think they're most likely going to go edge rusher here. For me, right here, it's just a preference. Trayvon Walker, Jermaine Johnson, David Ojabo. I think they're going to go Jermaine Johnson out of Florida State here with the 8th pick. 9th pick, we have the Denver Broncos. So I think they could look quarterback here, assuming they don't hit the home run going for Aaron Rodgers. So they could also go linebacker Nakobe Dean. I think it's a little high for Nakobe Dean to go. I think the Broncos are going to look for a future signal caller, and I think that will be Matt Corral of Ole Miss. Back to the Jets at number 10. They could really go corner or receiver here. I think Derek Stingley or Drake London makes sense. They could go wide receiver because Corey Davis and Elijah Moore. So Corey Davis, he wasn't really that good this season. Elijah Moore showed some flashes in his rookie season, but I think they're going to go take wide receiver Drake London out of USC with the 10th pick. 11th, we have the Washington Commanders. I almost said Washington football team. So I think the Commanders would be very upset if Corral goes to the Broncos. I like Corral to the Commanders here. If Corral's available here, no brainer, they're going to take Corral. They could go corner because there are 2 really good ones here, Derek Stingley and Sauce Gardner. I think they're going to go Stingley here, selecting Derek Stingley Jr. from LSU. Next up, we have the Minnesota Vikings. They could go corner. Safety isn't really in play here, and I think they're going to take the other really good corner, Sauce Gardner. With the 13th pick, we have the Browns. A good wide receiver class here for a team that needs some help at wide receiver. And I think they're going to go... they could go Jameson Williams, but I think they're going to go Garrett Wilson, one of the two receivers out of Ohio State, with the other being Chris Olave, but I think they're going to go Garrett Wilson here. Number 14, we have the Baltimore Ravens. They could go Trayvon Walker here, or they could go center Tyler Linderbaum, with their current center Bradley Bozeman, an impending free agent. So I think they're going to go and boost the defensive line, grabbing Walker. Next up, we have the 15th pick. We have the Philadelphia Eagles. They actually have back-to-back picks. They could do whatever they want. I think they're going to go David Ojabo, the edge rusher from Michigan, here at 15. And the Eagles again on the clock at 16. I think they're going to go either corner or linebacker, and I have them selecting linebacker Nakobe Dean out of Georgia. With the 17th pick, we have the Los Angeles Chargers. I think the Chargers could go and upgrade tackle or defensive tackle, either offensive or defensive tackle. Either they could go Trevor Penning, a tackle out of Northern Iowa, or they could go Rashawn to play opposite of Rashawn Slater, or they could go Jordan Davis, the big nose tackle out of Georgia, to upgrade a bad run defense. I think they're going to go with Penning here to upgrade the tackle and play alongside Rashawn Slater. He may even be able to move inside to guard, but I think they're going to go Trevor Penning here at the 17th pick. Number 18, we have the New Orleans Saints. They could be thinking quarterback or wide receiver. I think they could definitely re-sign Jameis Winston and draft a wide receiver here. I think they're going to get Treylon Burks out of Arkansas. Next up, we got the Eagles again at 19. So, they could really go get another defensive player. I think Trent McDuffie's a good pick here, the corner out of Washington. Andrew Booth is also in play out of Clemson, but I think they're going to go McDuffie. Number 20, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think they're got to be looking at Kenny Pickett to keep him in Pittsburgh. I think it's a great fit for Pittsburgh, looking for a new quarterback. 21, we have the Patriots. They could go wide receiver or Devin Lloyd. I think they're going to go linebacker, but they could also take Jameson Williams, who is coming off a torn ACL he suffered in the national championship game. Next up, we have the Las Vegas Raiders. I think they're going to take Jameson Williams out of Alabama here to boost the wide receiver core. Yes, they have Hunter Renfrow, who hit 1,000 yards this season. They have Darren Waller, who's one of the best tight ends in the game. Zay Jones isn't bad, but there's not much else. There's not much depth at receiver, and I think Williams is such an explosive deep threat. He's a good fit for the Raiders. Number 23, we have the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals could definitely go look at George Karlaftis out of Purdue. He makes sense to go to the Cardinals for me. Chandler Jones and J.J. Watt may leave via free agency, so I think Karlaftis is a good pick for the Cardinals here. Number 24, we have the Dallas Cowboys. They would be looking for Tyler Linderbaum here out of Iowa, and I think they're going to go take him. However, a wide receiver would also not be far-fetched here, because there's been trade rumors surrounding Amari Cooper. Michael Gallup's a free agent, and then you're left with two receivers, Cedric Wilson and CeeDee Lamb. So I would not be surprised if the Cowboys opt to go receiver there, but I think they're going to go pick up Linderbaum out of Iowa. Number 25, for the Bills, they could go offensive line or defensive line. They could go Zion Johnson out of Boston College. They could go Jordan Davis or Devontae Wyatt to boost the defensive line out of Georgia. I think they're going to go pick Jordan Davis here at 25. 26, we have the Tennessee Titans. They could go receiver. However, I do have the Titans taking a corner. I have them taking probably the best player available at this point. Well, in my mock draft right here, best player available, Andrew Booth Jr. out of Clemson, to upgrade their secondary. Number 27, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They have to be thinking wide receiver here. Chris Olave is still available. I think he could be a good fit. Jahan Dotson out of Penn State's also an option, but I think Olave is the better player and the better fit for the Buccaneers. And they're going to upgrade the receiving core. That could definitely need some help because it's Mike Evans and Chris Godwin may leave via free agency. So that definitely makes sense for the Buccaneers. Number 28, we have the Green Bay Packers. They could go wide receiver here and use some wide receiver depth. I think Jahan Dotson makes sense here for the Packers because they have Devontae Adams, who's arguably the best receiver in football, and then they don't really have a whole bunch of others. I mean, they've got Marquez Valdes-Scantling, they have Randall Cobb, they have Allen Lazard, who has actually proved to be a good number 2, but I think Jahan Dotson's a good pick here for the Packers. Number 29, we have the Miami Dolphins. Not really a great spot here. They could go wide receiver, maybe David Bell out of Purdue or George Pickens out of Georgia. I think Pickens could actually be a lot higher up on some draft boards if he didn't get hurt in the beginning of the season and miss most of it. I think Bell is a good receiver. However, I think he played at a pass-heavy school. Well, he did play at a pass-heavy school, so I'm going to go George Pickens to the Dolphins here. Number 30, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. They could go wide receiver here with Demarcus Robinson and Byron Pringle potentially leaving via free agency. Safety's also in play with Tyrann Mathieu, free agent, and they're likely to franchise tag Orlando Brown, who's their left tackle. So I think they're going to go the direction of a safety and take Jaquan Brisker out of Penn State. Number 31, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. Really best case scenario here for the Bengals. They have 2 offensive linemen of their choice. They have Kenyon Green or Zion Johnson. I think they could end up going Green just because of his versatility on the offensive line. He's played every position except center. So I think they're going to go Green, but I wouldn't be surprised if they went Zion Johnson there. And number 32, we have the Detroit Lions to close out the first round. I think they could definitely actually make a surprise and go for a quarterback here. I've seen Sam Howell go number 20 to the Saints. I've also seen Desmond Ridder sneak into the first round. I actually think the Lions are going to go take Sam Howell out of North Carolina to finish off the first round. And that is my first mock draft of this draft season. So let me know if you guys agree or disagree in the comments. And if you think someone else should go where I have someone else going. Let me know if you agree with me. If you agree with the Lions taking Sam Howell out of North Carolina at pick 32. Or if you think they should have went the direction of Desmond Ridder. Or should they have not went quarterback there. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you tomorrow on Friday when we go over every NFL team's biggest offseason need.